Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Students, welcome to our class. I'm your instructor Adil Raza, and today we have to learn an SLO from grade 6 and it's our unit 10. So let's find out what our today's SLO is going to be about. So here our SLO is about the competency of reading and critical thinking, and it's our lecture 4B, and the main topic in this SLO which we have to cover in this lecture is suffixes and prefixes. So let's find out what the SLO is going to be. The SLO states that identify any silent letters, suffixes and prefixes in the word to facilitate reading. Use familiar patterns such as digraphs, blends, chunks, affixes in an unfamiliar word, mark vowel sounds to decode it and pronounce it correctly. So in these SLOs we will focus on the affixes or the chunks of the language, or suffixes and the prefixes. The other concepts we have, some of them we have discussed in the previous lectures and some of them we will discuss in the further lectures. So let's go to the vertical linkage. So I hope you guys have understand what the SLO is and what we have to focus in this SLO. So here is the vertical linkage. Let's do the brainstorming activity. So let's read what we have to do as the brainstorming. So here is the brainstorming prompt. Have you ever seen some chunks which are not words but carry meaning? So in the language, while reading or while writing, you have ever read such type of things which are not actually the word. That chunk of language, maybe it can be an alphabet or a group of alphabet, but it's not a word. But when that chunk, that group of alphabets or that single alphabets make a relationship with the other word, then it change the meaning of that word or add the meaning to that word. So such type of chunks you have definitely have witnessed. Such type of chunks are actually called the affixes. So what are the affixes? The affixes are of two types. The first type of affixes is actually the prefix. So let's find out what the prefixes are. So affixes are actually the chunks of language which make a relationship with the base words to modify their meaning or change their meaning or make them new words, and those affixes which make the bond with the words at the start of the word. So those chunks are actually called, those affixes are called prefixes because they're fixed with the words priorly. So what the prefix is? A prefix is a small word part that we add at the beginning of a word to change its meaning. For example, if we add un in front of the word happy, so it will become unhappy, which means not happy. So un, we can say that pre itself is a prefix. So there are a number of example of the prefixes, such type of chunks which make a relationship which joins the words, which we can add the words at the beginning and they can change the meaning of the word or make the word make a new word from the base word. So these are the prefixes. I hope you guys have understand what is a prefix and what the prefixes do. So we have the second type of affixes, and second type of affixes are called the suffixes. These suffixes are actually the chunks which we add at the end of the base word to change its meaning or to modify that word. So what the suffixes are, let's find out. A suffix is also a small word part, but we add it at the end of a word to change its meaning or how it is used. So suffixes are actually joins the base word. We add suffixes at the end and prefixes are added to at the beginning of the word. So this is the difference between these two. For example, if we add at the end of a word teach, it becomes teacher. So teacher is a very different thing and teach is a different word. So teach is actually a verb an action, but the teacher is a noun. So by adding this suffix at the end of this base word, we make a new word or we change the meaning of the word. So this is how the suffixes are worked, and this the suffix is. So I hope you guys have understand what is a suffix and what is a prefix. So let's go further. Here we have a classroom activity. This classroom activity is also based on your it's also based on the prefixes and suffixes. So use your understanding of prefixes and suffixes and attempt this classroom activity. Let's go further. Here we have a simulation link. This simulation is also based on the prefixes and suffixes and how they used in language to present meaning, to make words different in terms of meaning. So this video will also help you to understand prefixes and suffixes in a better manner. Here we have a worksheet. Pause this video and attempt this worksheet according to the knowledge of this SLO. Let's go further. Here we have a resource pack. This resource pack will assist you to achieve your SLO in a compact way. I hope you guys have understand what is the meaning of affix and what are the prefixes and suffixes and how they change meaning of different words. If you find any issue, any confusion, you can ask in the comment section and ask from your teacher as well. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.